subsidy. Don't join planned strike. Olisameto urges South East NLC. Fuel subsidy. Former National Public Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Olisameto, has urged the South East chapters of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to not participate in the proposed nationwide strike slated for Wednesday. Meto employed the Southeast-based workers to reject the strike and see beyond the immediate difficulties and consider the larger benefit of ending the corrupt subsidy regime, which has benefited the rich against the poor and ordinary Nigerians. The ex-PDP spokesperson said this on Sunday in a statement titled "Open Letter to the NLC Southeast Chapter on Need to Reject the Strike." Meto said, "I passionately appeal to the Southeast Chapter of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to, in the overall interest of the ordinary people, to the path of the comrades in the Southwest and Northern States chapters and pull out of the proposed strike action over the announcement of the removal of subsidy on fuel by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Without necessarily agreeing with the seeming sudden nature of the subsidy removal, I urge the Southeast chapter of NLC to see beyond the immediate difficulties and consider the larger benefit of ending the corrupt subsidy regime, which has benefited the rich against the poor and ordinary Nigerians. It is very important that the people of the Southeast, including comrades in the NLC, realize what is imperative to us and put it beyond any other considerations. You will recall that in 2001, then as the chairman of the Southeast Reconstruction and Rehabilitation Committee (SERRAC), I worked with the leadership of the Southeast NLC in resisting its attempt to work against the increase of fuel price to 40 naira then. That effort was predicated on the fact that fuel subsidy has never benefited the Southeast, as fuel price has always been exorbitant in the Southeast, always higher than what is obtainable in other parts of the country. He stated that fuel subsidy has never been advantageous to Nigerians, but the rich few are the beneficiaries, and that was the reason he also opposed the strike when PDP was in power in 2012. Recall also that in January 2012, as the national vice chairman of the then ruling party, I worked with the Southeast chapter of the NLC to reject the nationwide strike that paralyzed the entire country on the premise that the strike was of no benefit to the Southeast as a region. Fuel subsidy has never been of benefit to the masses of the Southeast. It has only been beneficial to the rich and the economic saboteurs in the land. It is on that premise that I come to you once again to resist the attempt to be blindly lured to shut down our region for a fight that will not benefit the ordinary people of the Southeast. The Southeast should rather focus on our immediate challenges to activate our God-given ingenuity to work. Meto further said, we must use the energies of our labor fronts to get the current administration to address the issue of insecurity, economic retrogression in the Southeast, as well as the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from incarceration. Imperatives that were disregarded, ignored, and even encouraged by the last administration. As for the people are being asked to make sacrifices and without prejudice to the petitions in the Presidential Election Petition Court, I call on President Tinubu to show leadership by immediately taking steps to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigeria by cutting down on the size of government and profligacy associated with governments and channel the resources to projects, amenities, and facilities that directly impact on the well-being of the people. We cannot remove subsidy on fuel and still continue to subsidize the lavish lifestyle of political office holders, spend government money to maintain a luxury presidential fleet, service posh government houses, buy expensive vehicles, secure luxury apartments, and finance wasteful trips for government functionaries to the detriment of the well-being of the people. The end to subsidy on petrol must mark the end to luxury government guest houses, long convoys, hiring of private jets by governors and public officers, foreign medical trips, and jumbo allowances for political office holders. President Ahmed Tinubu must be ready to cut the budget of the presidential villa. By removing luxury items, he must reduce the number of presidential aides and appoint ministers, special advisors, and other aides who are ready to forego luxury cars, expensive accommodation, and fat allowances. But Instead, be ready to live with the people and make do with public amenities and facilities with other Nigerians. I urge the Southeast chapter of the NLC to shun and to reveal their stand to shut down our region for a protest that benefits the oppressors and not the oppressed. The live wire of the Southeast is our entrepreneurial real spirit that thrives on daily commercial life and which we must not repress by shutting down our own homeland that has been greatly impoverished by sponsored security challenges. Wow. Sincerely, the man spoke well because this subsidy is the rich that really benefit from it, and just a few Nigerians benefit from very, very few. Let's say 1% of Nigeria. Now, the fuel price has been increased from 187 naira to 480 naira, 500 naira, and some place 600 naira. And we even heard that in some place like in the north, it means sold for like 7 naira. Sincerely, these are hard time looming for Nigerians. Well, though we know that Nigerians will be stronger, we've been able to weather a lot of things that's come to us. But how many Nigerians can survive at this moment? A lot of things are expensive. Now, the hike in fuel price will make prices of commodities to skyrocket in the market. Now, also, owners of houses will also increase the prices, and sincerely, everything will increase. But the question is, will the salary increase? Although our president, actually, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has said he is going to review the minimum wage, but I think that's not that's not the solution to the removal of subsidy. Fine, we are not saying that subsidy should not be removed, but it should be done gradually and it should be given time. It doesn't speak well if a new government should just come in, and the first thing the government will mention is the removal of subsidy in his inaugural speech. Sincerely, that is a bad omen. That's a bad omen. So, Southeast Southeast NLC have been warned by Odessa Metu that they shouldn't join the strike because either they join or they don't join, they don't benefit. When subsidy was they indeed benefit. It's the rich that benefited and some prominent Nigerians that benefit. So they should not waste their time. They should not let people stop going to work because it will also affect the payment. Instead, they should go by daily by their own activities, unless actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu will also listen to them, and also NLC leaders. NLC leaders will listen to them, and also NNPC leaders will also look more into Southeast region and see how they can benefit from the subsidy or not the removal of subsidy.